Rock, the Brahma Bull, the People's Champion, the final boss. It's been about 10 years since The Rock has been on the cover of a WWE 2K game, and I got a feeling that it's about time it's gonna happen once again in WWE 2K25. We're talking about The Rock being the potential showcase star, cover star for the next video game from 2K. And I know what some of you might be saying. I don't want a showcase mode. If it were me, I probably wouldn't have a showcase mode, to be honest. We just had 40 years of WrestleMania, and I think that if we have another mode like showcase that goes back and follows the history of one individual superstar, I kind of feel like it's a been there, done that. And I don't know how much more you can mine, pull, and frankly make it any more unique unless they really change it up. But I do think that there is a strong possibility that the final boss will grace us as the showcase star in the next game. Why? Well, he came back to TV and he became final boss and it was incredible, and that's why. This is Bespoke Post, and this is the Energizer box giving you everything you need to make your cold brew coffee at home. A full cold brew kit, the spouch, the beanbag box, all in one. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club that delivers curated boxes of top-notch goods like the Energizer kit right to your door. It's completely free to join, and your membership gets you access to stellar discounts across a variety of products. Like the Alchemy box here. My wife and I love making cocktails in the evening, and this kit is amazing. It comes with everything you need to get started. From the shakers, the strainers, the pint glass, the jiggers, and the muddler, all the crazy words used to make cocktails with, especially the ice cube trays, which we love these ones very much. Get those perfect little cubes. Sometimes we're talking about up to 30% off or more with these boxes. Plus, each purchase you make, you're supporting small businesses. So 90% of everything that Bespoke Post sells comes from small and up-and-coming brands. Bespoke Post makes it so easy to discover new products and elevate your everyday life. To get started, Bespoke makes it easy and fully customizable to you by answering simple questions. They will tailor everything to your needs. You take the quiz, you personalize your subscription, and they'll handpick the perfect box for you every single month. It's like having your own personal shopper there. It's really fun. And I love the fact that I can swap out, change, alter the box every single month too. So you only pay for what you want. Each month you'll get a box assigned to you, and before it's shipped, you'll get a preview of what comes inside to decide if you like it, you want to keep it, you want to swap it, you want to change it to a different box, or you can actually just skip the month entirely for no charge. So get yours today, get 20% off your first monthly shipment, click the link in the description and enter AS20 at checkout, or go to bespokepost.com/AS20. But what can we see from a Rock showcase? A little bit of fantasy booking here. And this is why I wanted to do this video and talk about the vast history of The Rock in WWE, because I think 2K has a lot to pull from, and the timing is kind of perfect. For the different models of The Rock, the different iterations, you can get his Survivor Series debut version. We could get Nation of Domination Rock, Corporate Rock, Attitude Era Rock, the Hollywood version, the boots to asses version of The Rock, all the way up to the current modern version of what we saw evolve and culminate at WrestleMania 40. This gives players a lot of variety into next year's game from the character standpoint, because when we had John Cena, when we've had Rey Mysterio, WWE 2K pulls from a lot of different versions of that character, of that superstar over the years. You win a match at Showcase, you unlock that version of that John Cena or that Rey Mysterio. And I think you could do similar things when it comes to The Rock, because they have enough to mine from. But the other thing they'd have to get right, in my opinion, is they would have to be able to license the different versions of The Rock's theme song and be able to implement the Titantrons as well. If there's differences and changes within his entrance motion, those need to be pulled as well. We need all of it. It could be difficult if it's for a licensing issue on the music front, where you're trying to get the different versions of The Rock's theme song, but it's WWE, and if he's going to be the showcase star, then it should be a little bit easier to be able to pull all of that, since it is for the actual showcase. But you could see easily that you could get like 5 to 8 versions of The Rock over the years and use those as the different models. And you know 2K loves to be able to slot it up where you're gonna have like just 10 versions of the same character. And people may not want to hear it, but there are different ways that they could probably incorporate things like My Faction. We know it's not going away, but to entice players to get involved in the mode more, you could do things like incorporate oddity cards in there to be able to give us My Faction card packs for completing different elements, checkpoints within the showcase mode, and then that way people are going to get extra bonuses on top of everything. You could also make unlockables for a Rock showcase a lot more fun, and not just going with the standards of title belts and arenas that we will talk about here, or alt models for his opponents in the past. Those are all good, and those are staples and kind of what we would expect from a showcase. But because we've had that for so many years, and it's always just kind of getting to be the exact same thing, you could change it up by offering players unlockables in the form of Creation parts. Give us a variety of unlockables and creation suite parts, from t-shirts through arena parts, stage designs, title belt designs, different elements you unlock through the showcase, on top of the standards of here is a Raw 2002 arena, here is the SmackDown arena, here is going to be variations of the WrestleMania arenas that we've seen over the years. So with a Rock showcase, what kind of unlockables could you realistically see? And for the arena side of things, what could they give us? The Rock has had many opponents, and you guys probably have your wish list, and comment below some of your favorite Rock matches and what you would want to see in a Rock showcase, and let me know. For arena-wise, you're talking about all of the different WrestleMania arenas that he has been in for all of those WrestleMania matches, specifically the Austin trilogy, Hogan versus Rock at the WrestleMania 18 arena. That's one stage we have not seen in a while either. SummerSlam 1998, Royal Rumble arenas for his famous Rumble matches, Backlash arena, and a ton more in there, but it allows you with the Rock showcase to be able to pull a lot of arenas from the mid to late 90s all the way up until current with the WrestleMania 40, which don't make that in the showcase as an unlockable. We just got that. We just went through that. But other unlockables we could see, and would be kind of obvious ones, would be the title belts. Now WWE 2K tends to do this where they're going to give us existing title belts unlocked in showcase, and we get them that way. And then they're just in the game, or they should have just been there anyways. And it kind of gets recycled sometimes too. But I think the belts of The Rock has helped. The Undisputed Championship, the WCW Championship that he won off of Booker T, the redesigned WWE Championship that he came out with after he beat CM Punk, Brahma Bull title, the new People's Championship that he walks around with like at WrestleMania 40. So there's quite a bit that you could pull from in terms of unlockables and making it interesting and fun for players. But you got to do things that are going to mix it up and make it next level. You're talking about The Rock here. You're talking about the most electrifying guy. He runs WWE. He's on the board of directors. It can't just be a standard showcase. So what would we change? There's a lot. There's a lot you could change, but if I were to do anything in showcase mode going forward, number one, I would remove the slingshot tech feature, where we go from the in-game moments to the real-life matches, the cutscenes in there. I don't need it. I don't like it. You can't show it online, it gets copyright, but it doesn't add anything, particularly when it's just generic music put behind everything. It doesn't add anything to the intensity of the moment and telling that story. The idea of it is cool, but it's never taken to a point that I really enjoy it, and so many wrestling fans, we've seen those moments. We don't need them like that. What I would love to see is what they used to do in the past if they are going to give us those cutscene moments and just make them an in-game recreation of those highlighted moments. The moments between Rock and Hogan, Austin and Rock, Mankind and The Rock. Either create new dialogue with Michael Cole and Corey Graves, grab the old dialogue lines, or something that will be a little, I don't know, a little bit more generic and fitting to it. Because if you can't get Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, so be it. But you got to add more to it to make it feel important. You could also do stuff where you kind of pull a little bit of the idea of where we had the John Cena showcase, but you played as John Cena's opponent, which was nice. Instead of just running through like we did with Rey Mysterio and you're doing a lot of Rey Mysterio matches, you could have the wins and losses in those moments. You could also do some cool stuff where you give us alternate endings, more what if type of scenarios. What if Hulk Hogan beat The Rock at WrestleMania? What if The Rock beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17? And you could create goals and paths based off of that for what actually happened and get the rewards. Or what if you do it the other way and you say, hey, here's the alternate match option, try this out, and it's going to give you a secret reward that way. The other thing we should do if we are going to get a Rock showcase or just showcase next year anyways, and I really hope 2K can do this, implement this, or if they haven't, then hopefully they still got enough time to tweak it. But when it comes to showcase mode, give players the option to unlock everything day one. In WWE 2K24, we got half of it for some reason. Day one, if you had the deluxe version or higher, you were able to just unlock every single superstar associated with Showcase right away. Without playing it, you were getting all those people on the roster. That's great, but not the arenas. The arenas were still locked, which forced players to play Showcase. If they were not interested, they had to do it in order to unlock all of the arenas. Now I understand wanting to get players to play a mode in the game, but when you unlock half of it and not the other half, it's kind of a weird move. So for me, I would give players the option when they open up Showcase for the first time and just have a pop-up that says, would you like to unlock everything in Showcase and put it into the game? Yes or no? Because some people want to have the fun of experiencing unlocking everything as they go, and others, they pay for, say, the Mega Boost pack and the Unlocker day one, they want to just get everything and get going with the game. And maybe they want to skip showcase or play it later on. But because in 2K24, they locked the arenas behind everything, you would get some players that would just play through it naturally, get everything completed, and they were good. And others simply had to find workarounds where they would get DQ'd, where they get count out finishes, just so they could quickly go through that mode. The other reason why I think 2K really needs to change this with the showcase next year is because of corrupted saves. And I can speak from my own experience. I have had 3 save corruptions this year, and it hurts. I've had it on PlayStation, I've had it on Xbox, twice on Xbox actually. And I lose my save, I lose everything, and I start over, and I lose everything in Showcase that's unlocked, and I've done it twice, and I don't feel like doing it again. So I really wish there was an option where I could just unlock all of it and be done for that exact reason. Because we get corrupted saves throughout the year sometimes, this would save people a little bit of hassle when they could just turn it back on again and they get all the unlockables there. But what about the Rock's matches? What are some of the matches that we could get in a Rock showcase? You can pull from anything and everyone's gonna have their favorites, but you can go through some of the big highlighted ones that we have seen in some of the 2K games, but also ones that we haven't seen. And some of them would actually work now. For example, The Rock versus Triple H at Judgment Day 2000, special guest referee Shawn Michaels, and the return of The Undertaker. This is just one of my absolute favorite matches in general of this time period. What would be cool with this match is you get a ton of unlockables. You get to go through an Iron Man match. I'm sure they would have to either blur out or skip some of the finish there because you had Vince, you had Shane involved, you had all the McMahons, but you had D-Generation X involved in there too. But unlockables could be really cool, like HBK's special guest referee attire that he would specifically wear, the bike shorts, the little tiny ones. You get Triple H, but you get 2000 version Triple H with his My Time theme, which is what we've all been wanting, ladies and gentlemen. You get that unlocked version of The Rock, and you also get the arena, and possibly even that version of The Undertaker, all unlocked. That would be a massive, massive win if you were doing just that showcase match alone. Mentioned earlier, but The Rock versus Austin trilogy, you could put all 3 matches in there, all the arenas unlocked too. Hogan versus Rock, as we mentioned. The Rock versus CM Punk at the Royal Rumble, and get that version of CM Punk, that heel version, that was awesome. Mankind versus The Rock is legendary. You get the WWE Championship win of Mankind versus The Rock on Raw, where Mankind won the title for the first time. You can get Mankind versus The Rock in an I Quit match, which is something that I've speculated 2K could possibly bring back in 2K25, because we've seen elements that it could work in 24. I think it's a match type they could bring back, and it would work with this in the showcase too. You also have their empty arena match, which would just be cool if they properly included an empty arena and not like we get a mod or anything. There's Rock versus Cena 1 and 2, Rock versus Booker T, Kurt Angle versus The Rock as well. SummerSlam, The Rock versus Brock Lesnar, if Brock Lesnar was put back in the game properly by next year. The Rock and Triple H SummerSlam 1998 is an awesome match, and they've done WWE Rivals as well, where they have talked about the feud between Triple H and The Rock over the years. They're just some of the matches you could pull from. And of course, you could do a bonus match of The Rock versus the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And of course, one of the final matches I would put into a showcase like this, WrestleMania 40, the tag team match, and that way, you give players what they want, and that being the final boss version of The Rock, with the entrance, the attire, and of course, his theme song. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we have more WWE content actually on our second channel, Assemble Wrestling. Click right here if you want to go check it out, subscribe. Have a great day. See ya.